Hey everyone, Guardian E here with another video for Fire Emblem Heroes, this time taking on the Supreme Samurai Legendary Hero Ryoma on his very own Legendary Hero special map on Infernal difficulty with my main flyer team. This time around we're going to be starting with the commentary run with animations off just to kind of show my thought process and make a couple of quick notes about the map itself. If you'd like to skip to the full animated run with no commentary and just music, I'll be leaving a timestamp below in the description if you'd like to skip to that. So for this particular map, first thing to note, there are going to be plenty of reinforcements. Oh joy, we love reinforcements. And they're going to be coming from behind and from behind your team, as well as behind Ryoma. The map itself is a little claustrophobic, a little more claustrophobic than we've seen. There are these walls here, as well as these breakable walls on the side, so it does restrict your movement as you're trying to make your advance on Ryoma himself. Ryoma has his Glimmer with a cooldown of 0. He's ready to go, ready to use his Glimmer on the first initiation and engagement. And of course he has his Bushido skill, which will add a 10 damage sum to the proc of Glimmer, so you do want to be careful with that. He obviously has distant counter built into his Raijinto, so you do want to try to one-shot him or have Desperation active as you're taking him on, if possible, to avoid taking on that Glimmer. The units themselves, in true Hoshiden fashion, all have a series of debuffs. They either have smoke effects or savage blows. For their C slots, they'll have attack smoke, speed smoke, basically a whole plethora of ways to debuff your team so that if you decide to tank them on enemy phase, on your next player phase, they're going to be doing pretty pitiful damage, or they're going to be very weak defensively. This Axe Knight here has Wary Fighter in his B slot and a whopping 81 health, so he is rather difficult to take down in one go, in one round, unless you're able to use an Axe Breaker or a Quick Riposte to nullify the effects of Wary Fighter. So those are both pretty viable options. So let's go ahead and take a look at the team. I'm using my main flyer team, but I've made a couple of adjustments as I've tried the map a number of times. For Hinoka here, for her B slot, I've gone ahead and actually swapped in Renewal. She's going to be doing a bit of tanking in the course of this map, so I just want to make sure that she's able to recoup some of that health as she's going through and tanking some of those hits. I've also swapped out her usual Fortify Res for Fortified Defense. Defense is going to come in a little bit more handy here, especially for Corrin, so I've just swapped that seal for this particular map. Spring Camilla has the Gronraven Triangle Adept build as usual, but I have again swapped the B slot, which is typically Vantage, which doesn't take too much of an effect on this particular map. Instead, I've swapped it for Renewal again so that she's able to tank a whole bunch of the colorless units that end up reappearing, and the reinforcements that end up reappearing on this map as well. For Summer Corrin, I've actually swapped out. Usually I have her with Darting Blow and a Speed Seal. Instead, I've gone ahead and given her Fury 3 for this particular map, and the Attack plus 3 Seal. Those are going to come in handy on this particular map in order to one-shot Ryoma. Otherwise, I could have kept her speed boosts and gone for a Desperation activation and taken him out in 2 hits. But I just decided to go with this. It did work effectively, and we're able to one-shot Ryoma later on. New Year's Camilla, I went ahead and swapped out her Desperation for Hit and Run, just for additional positioning. It is helpful a little bit later on to avoid some of the oncoming enemies. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Right now we're positioned so that Spring Camilla is getting that Hone Flyers buff, as well as the Fortified Defense buff from Hinoka. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and move Summer Corrin up so that she provides Spring Camilla a goad as she engages and initiates on this Lance Fighter. Just going to double take out this Lance Fighter, no problem. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use Hinoka to reposition New Year's Camilla off to the left. And then we're going to use New Year's Camilla to go ahead and start breaking these walls to give us a little bit more breathing room. She's also now in goad range for Spring Camilla as well, so she's boosting Spring Camilla in this position. Okay, so at this point, Spring Camilla is going to go ahead and take out the Green Mage on enemy phase. That is perfect. And we're going to go ahead and use... So this bow fighter has Fierce Stance, which gives them a +6 attack boost if you initiate on them. Also behind this bow fighter is a Thief, so 2 colorless units. What we're going to do is we're just going to block them off with Spring Camilla. Spring Camilla doesn't have an issue with tanking either of them at all, so she's just going to be blocking off this path so that neither of them can reach any of the other flyers. I already know how Ryoma and the Axe Knight are going to be moving on the next phase. Another thing to note is that Ryoma does have Guidance, which can be kind of scary here. Obviously, the Axe Knight takes advantage of that. He's able to move adjacent to Ryoma as long as he's within 2 spaces. Furthermore, any of the units off to the side here can also take advantage of Guidance as well. If Ryoma is within 2 spaces, you know, even if the wall is in the way, if Ryoma were right here, this bow fighter could actually go right next to him and snipe somebody in front of Ryoma. So you just want to be wary of that as you're making your advance. So we're just going to position ourselves in such a way so that Korin will be able to snipe Ryoma as he approaches. Okay, there we go. Like I said, Spring Camilla is going to block that wall off, no problem at all. Okay, so first thing we're going to do on this particular turn, I want to get rid of the Axe Knight's Wary Fighter. We have Spring Camilla here with Draconic Aura ready to go, so we're just going to initiate and use that on the Axe Knight. It's going to do 41 damage, it's going to take the Axe Knight down out of Wary Fighter range. Then we're going to use Summer Korin here to one-shot Ryoma. Excellent. And then we're going to use New Year's Camilla to move up and take out the Axe Knight. And in the process, she will be activating Gale Force. Now, something else to note is that this bow fighter has Guard, so if I was relying upon Gale Force and I attacked with New Year's Camilla on this bow fighter, I wouldn't be activating Gale Force. So that's why it's all very deliberate. We want to take out the Axe Knight first. Okay, and then activate Gale Force. And then we go ahead and take out the bow fighter. Hit and Run will come into play, New Year's Camilla will fall back, out of position, and safely away from this blue mage. And then we're just going to reposition Summer Korin back as well. Summer Korin will be in the range of this Lance Fighter, but that's no problem at all. She can tank that hit, especially since she has that defensive buff from the defense seal from Hinoka. Okay, excellent, and like I said, Spring Camilla is very comfortable over there. She has no problems tanking all of them. Okay, so on this turn we're going to be doing a little bit of shenanigans with Hinoka's Spear, just to get out of the range of the Thief if we can. So first up, we're going to use New Year's Camilla to take out this Troubadour. She's going to initiate on the Troubadour, activate Gale Force, and also hit and run back. Okay, excellent. And then next we're going to fall back with Hinoka. You can see that after the initiation of this Lance Fighter, she's suffering from severe debuffs here. But if we fall back and we use Hinoka's Lance, we can teleport next to her and take out the Lance Fighter no problem with Summer Korin. And we're once again going to use Hinoka's Spear to teleport New Year's Camilla down here in the range of the Sword Fighter. And New Year's Camilla is able to tank and survive a hit from the Sword Fighter. And we'll just go ahead and wait with Spring Camilla in her corner. Yeah, Spring Camilla has no problem taking all of them on. And at this point, we are ready to clean up. So all we have to do is use Spring Camilla to take out the blue mage here. We're going to go ahead and use Summer Korin to take out the Thief, proccing Draconic Aura in the process. And then we're just going to use New Year's Camilla to finally take out the Sword Fighter. And that about does it. So that's how I completed the Legendary Hero Special Map featuring the Supreme Samurai Ryoma on Infernal difficulty with my main flyer team. Let me know in the comments below what you ended up using, what teams you used, and what strategies you utilized to take on the Infernal difficulty of this map. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. Thank you so much for watching, we really, really appreciate it. And until next time, let's protect those skies.
Oh, so hot. Well. Yes? Let's go. Let's celebrate. Spring has sprung. Fun! Got it. Best wishes. Well? Sweet dreams. Yes? Yes? Best wishes. Let's go. Let's go. Yes? Fun! Yes? Beautiful. Don't get carried away. Sweet dreams. Oh, so hot. Tropical attack. Best wishes. Yeah! Spring has sprung. Gah!